Hi YouTube, it's Miss Insanity again, and I decided to make two videos in one day since I actually have the time. So it has been a lot of snow here where I live, and the schools and colleges and everything is going to be closed tomorrow, so I had time to relax and sleep in. Yay, I'm excited about that. So this video is going to be strictly for like a combination of motivation as well as giving you a little bit more information about me. So, as the end of 2013 came, I became really stressed out. Now, some people say they get stressed out because they get the winter blues, pretty much is how they call it. And they state, as the days are darker and, it's not a lot of sunshine, people naturally get depressed. I don't know this to be a proven fact. It could be. Could be worth researching if you're interested. But for me, I became really sad, a lot going on, really sad, just depressed overall and very stressed out. And my number one thing I would say about that is don't keep it in. No matter what you do, and no matter who, you don't want to tell, or sometimes you're just not showing who you can confide in. And sometimes I realize that has been my problem. Sometimes I keep things in because the last thing I want to do is have my business going from one person to another person to another person. Or you just question people's loyalty. I've had instances where I've known people for years and they turn right around and stab me in the back. So, or family, friends, anyone. So, trust issue can be really hard, but do not keep it in. Any stress you may feel, no matter if it's depression, no matter how frustrated you are, you need an outlet. And if you don't want to tell anybody, write, or find a creative way or some way, other than something negative, but find any positive way to release the anger and stress, or, to communicate, whether it's poetry or some type of outlet, because it's very important that, you don't keep it up inside, because, the way I felt at the end of 2013 was, number one, unhealthy. And I think it was important for me to go through a lot of the things that I went through so that I can be more acceptable to the things that was in store for me in the future. So 2014 for me is the year of no excuses. There is nothing anyone can tell me that I can't do as long as I want to do it and I can put my mind to it. So I'm not taking no for an answer, and that's exactly how I feel. I kind of drown out the opinions of others and let people do exactly what they're going to do. If they're going to hate, they're going to hate. If they're going to talk about you, you can't stop it. So let them talk. That's time out of their day, out of their life that they will never get back. And sometimes you just have to be happy. Hey, you decided to waste valuable time in your life to talk about me. I must be important. So that's the mentality sometimes you should keep. I remember when I was younger, I used to feel like, wow, or this person didn't want to be my friend, or why didn't this person like me? But when you get older, you don't care about whether somebody like you or not. I mean, you try, to have people like you and you be yourself. But if that person's not compatible, then you're not compatible. Can't cry over spilled milk. But a lot of the things that I pretty much went through at the end of 2013 has changed my mentality tremendously. Like, I feel like a new person. And also, when I think you let go of your past, you let go of your frustrations, and I realized I personally was my biggest critic. And I am no longer going to allow myself to stop me from achieving all the things that I want to do. I'm not going to allow any of my fears, any of my doubts. Of course it's human to have negative thoughts or to be discouraged, but I'm not going to let it stop me, because I will fail 100% of the attempts that I never try. So as long as I try, I can say I gave it my best effort and it wasn't for me. or I can try and amaze myself of some of the things that I was capable of doing. And my motivation to everyone out there, be who you are. There's people that may not like you because you're not the loudest person in the group. You might not be the funnest person in the group, but you have qualities that someone out there will appreciate about you. Whether it's loyalty, whether it's honesty, whether it's commitment, maybe it's a shoulder to cry on. You may be someone's reason to live at one point. You never know why you may be here. And I realized, it took me a long time to realize why I'm here. And I'm here to provide an amazing gift for people who are less fortunate than myself. And I just have a way with older people, I have a way with children, and I have creative gifts. And sometimes you just have to look or take a personal day or so to yourself to ask yourself, what talents do I have? Why do I think I'm here? And if you can't even answer those questions, then maybe you need to look at a different perspective. What do I do the most? What are some of the things that bother me? Because sometimes when you look into things that annoy you, things that make you angry, reasons you cry, that's when you begin to notice who you are. And that's one of the most important things that you can do for you. I know for me, I was so busy taking care of my grandmother, in my last Master Cleanse video, you saw that she was in the hospital. Yes, I did a lot of taking care of her. She has passed since then, and that was quite a journey within itself. But you have to realize that life moves on, and no matter how bad you want to stop, the time keeps ticking, and every minute you can't go back in time. You just really can't make the most of time that was never utilized. So I would just say, be who you are and find what you want to do in life. Help others along the way, but if you feel like your entire day is being consumed by everyone else, because I know at a point in time for me it was. If I wasn't on the phone, being a shoulder to cry on, I was taking care of my siblings, or I was helping out a cousin who may not have somewhere to live or do something, or my grandmother was sick and I was trying to make sure I foster my relationship, and school, just a bunch of things that was taking some of the energy from me, but not putting the energy back into me. So the way I look at myself now is I'm a battery that needs to be recharged. And the way I recharge that battery is having time to myself, meditating, reading, doing something that I like, finding what I love to do and what motivates me. And every time I do one of those activities, I fill my battery up. But if I have so many things plugged into my battery that outweigh what I'm putting back in the end, I can't help no one, not even myself, if there's no energy left to give. So that's my analogy that sometimes I think of. Am I giving out too much energy more than I'm putting in? How do I feel about today? If this is too stressful, then I'm not going to do it. And there's no one on this earth that's going to love you more than you love you. Like, I honestly tell people, how can you love someone else if you don't love yourself? And before, I didn't understand that concept until I got a little bit older. And I cannot completely love anyone unless I truly love me. I knew I cared for people. I knew I would give someone a shirt off my back and you can come live in my house. That's just the type of person I am. But I have to recharge myself. I have to learn what what I like. What are my hobbies? What do I like to do? And just reinvent myself. So for 2014, it's just a year about me. I'm going after anything and everything that is physically possible and that I'm mentally capable of. So I would just encourage you to go for it. If you want to skydive and everyone around you is telling you all the dangerous possibilities, let them know you don't have to skydive, but I will. And enjoy the journey, because no one's going to enjoy it but you. But if you don't do it, no one's going to miss it but you. So all I can say is be who you are, strive to be the best person that you can be, and drown out all the people around you. If they're going to hate, then let them hate. If they're going to talk about you, let them talk about you. Because at the end of the day, you will still be who you are. And the only thing I could think of that you can do with some of that negative energy is make it your motivation. If someone's talking about you or saying this or dislike you, hey, make that your motivation. I laugh at what people say that I can't do, because you don't know what I've accomplished. And once you have learned the motivation that's really inside of me, or what I have accomplished and what I will and won't do, then that's when you'll finally get a glimpse of who I am. Not even all of me, just a glimpse of who I am. So sometimes you have to live. If your motivation, you can't find self-motivation, motivate yourself, or use that motivation or that negative energy in a positive form. I'm going to do everything to prove you wrong. I know there was people that said, oh, in high school, I didn't see her graduating. Okay, that's fine. You can say what you want to say. But my high school was very, very fast-paced and college preparatory. And because they didn't see me graduating, just because they didn't think I would graduate, didn't mean anything. And you just have to take some of that negativity. I have my associate's degree, almost finished my bachelor's degree, and applying for my master's degree. You just have to laugh it off. And then, if you run into them people along the line, you just smile. You don't have to even throw it in their face. You just smile to know, what are you doing? You know, you spend a lot of time talking about what I wouldn't do, but what are you doing with yourself? So you just use some of that negative energy, the things people say, the things people tell you can't do, to do them, or to just move forward. That used to be my motivation when I was getting my high school diploma, but now you don't even think about stuff like that. When you start to get older, your motivation becomes finding yourself and who you are. So I would just encourage everyone to just focus and to think about what you want to do and who you want to be. And the person that you see in the mirror, and if the person that you want to be is so far away, spend time bridging that gap. If this is who you are and this is who you want to be, you just need to figure out a plan to make them closer. And anything is possible. It really is. Anything is possible. And once you stop being your own biggest enemy or your own biggest critic, that's when you realize success will happen. And I hope I have motivated someone today, or just gave someone the inspiration to find themselves. But 2014 is my year. Which year will be yours? Bye.